What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. I know somebody was like, man, why you whispering? I'm not trying to whisper, but I'm a little calmer, so I'm a little quiet. But anyways, green Regal is gone. Got the maroon ProCharged Regal up on here. This thing puts a lot of power to the ground. So I don't know if I did show any video of it the other day, but let me turn on my headlamp. Oh yeah. All right, so it's tubbed, it's notched, it's coil lured up. But the problem is, as you can see from back here, the lower torque box is bent up. So I'm gonna be cutting that area out. Dude asked me to take the center section out, take the axles out, stuff like that. Obviously, take the center section out, boom. He's gonna warranty his, or he's gonna have the center section checked. There's a motor set up. He's got a new setup right there. Got a little more gear to it, but they said that this thing was making some noise. So they're gonna go and have it, send it back and see if there's anything wrong with it. It had a little bit of metallic in the fluid when it came out, but obviously it's brand new, so it would have that. So yeah, axles are out of it. Boom, left axle, right axle. Right axle's always longer than the left axle, obviously, because it's a 9-inch. Boom. So yeah, what was happening is when it was on the dyno and shit like that, it was pushing. You know, this is your torque box, so the torque box was pushing up and it was bending the frame because the car puts out a lot of power, a lot of torque. So this area of the frame, you know, is just bent up. So I gotta come along, boom, cable, fucking tension, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm probably gonna weld a thing to my lift so I can hook the cable to there. I'm not trying to get the whole frame rail perfectly back down level, but I'm gonna get it down as far as I can get it down. I'm not gonna try to over pull it on a lift. Of course, I'm gonna strap this side to the lift too, so that way the car doesn't move. I already put an 1.25 inch tube on that side. We got it all welded up in there, boom. We got the ladder bar cross member right there, which, you know, this piece right here, obviously, is gonna go across into here. Boom, I'm gonna tie into, boom, we get rid of these torque boxes, as in that bracket for the lower control arm. I'm gonna put the multi-hole adjustable bracket all up in here. So this is what I got going on with the Regal, the ProCharged Regal. Well, 24s, 7 or 8-inch lid billets. Boom, obviously, you guys seen the car machined. Boom. The back ones are by 10, so there's 11 overall. Boom. My lip. So I went and picked up the welding, the argon bottle I had to fill. So there it is saying there. Just went and did that, filled it. That's just $180 something. Fucking crazy. I ran Jordan's little bottle out. I'm gonna have to fill that one up in a day or two. I picked up material for this too. So I got tubing. I'm gonna do the tube stuff underneath that car, little stuff. That big plate right there is 3/16. Boom. So I got plenty of 3/16 plate. Yeah, I gotta cut it, which I use the cut-off wheel. Cut it, mark it, cut it, bam. Sawzall's a little rough to use on cutting 3/16. Cut-off wheel cuts it. Yeah, it makes a mess, but hey, that's what I do. You know, cutting, welding, grinding, welding, cutting, whatever the hell you want to call it. The tubes, you can put them in a chop saw, but chop saw makes a lot of dust. Same thing with that. You can cut it with the cut-off wheel. 6-inch blade on a 4.5-inch grinder, no guard, you know, been doing it for years. Boom. So, got the plate material for what I'm doing to the Regal and what I'm gonna do here. finish up that, fill it all in, boom, smooth it all out, be able to get this front frame set up, finished up soon. This out the way, boom, and then I'll probably grab another small job, something that's in and out, no big jobs. I gotta put some work in on the Malibu. I ordered another ladder bar cross member. For this one, they didn't have enough in stock in Winter Circle. And then we already have the one for this one that Jordan picked up. So this one's getting ladder bar cross member in it too. Not gonna get too crazy with this one until he figures out exactly what he's gonna do. But finish the frame notch, stuff like that. So maroon Regal will get done. It's gonna take a couple days because it's gonna be some work, but maybe I'll figure out an easier way. But as of right now, I gotta be careful because with pulling with the come along onto the lift and setting up everything to be able to pull that frame rail down, you know, I don't want to knock the car off the lift, so I gotta watch everything. Caution. But yeah, that's where we're at right now with what's going on over here. Been getting here earlier, been getting out of here earlier, but been able to take care of some shit, trying to keep everything moving. Been trying to get back on to doing these videos, and then yeah, I do add older videos to the end of the videos, make them longer, whatever, because a lot of people like to skip through, but a lot of people don't really see the rest of the older stuff, so you know, whatever. But yeah, double adjustable uppers and lowers, it's all on there, boom. This rear end was ordered through Winter Circle, but then it was re-narrowed. Playboy did the suspension, the notch, the tubs, re-narrowed the rear end because originally it was for a 7-inch lip, and then they went 8-inch lip, so he had to change that. Boom. So yeah. Basically, I came in for this bracing and stuff, and then he just wanted me to check on this other stuff, meaning the center section, the pig, third member. I don't really think nothing's wrong with it, but he said it went one tire on him one day when he spun it around, so, not sure, but better to have it checked out. And then we have this whole other unit that he got to go in it. He's bringing me the yoke for it now. We're gonna make sure the yoke and the drive shaft fit. I'm pretty sure it's 1350 yoke is what all 9 inches have, and then I'm pretty sure that that drive shaft was already got the bigger U-joint in it, so it fits. So, but yeah, back on 10, bedded up. Grab me another pair of Skechers so I can tear them up, because I'll be wearing these in the shop, and as you can see, they're steel toe, but they, you know, the welding and all that shit. And these are a wider one. I got some extra soles in them. But those other ones are supposed to be real comfy. I tried them on at Farmer Fleet, and they were. So, but yeah, shop's a mess. One person up in here, trying to get it all done. And again, to everybody that keeps calling and texting, and people that are getting mad that I can't get back to you, man, I'm all over the place. I gotta be able to make money. You know, I'm not one of these businesses that's got a ton of money in the bank. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, car to car. So I got a lot of shit to do for being one man. Sorry that I can't get back to everybody. But yeah, all right. A maroon, ProCharged, Regal, pink, rose pink. I don't know what damn color it is. Maroon kind of fits. But there it is. That's what I'm working on. So I'll show y'all some more on how I'm gonna brace it all up and stuff like that. Once I get some things in there, maybe I'll do a shorts on it or something. Show you how it all fits. I might have to take the exhaust down to tie it all together how I want, meaning I just need it out of my way to be able to fully weld everything. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm gonna start chopping on this thing. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bedded up. And I'm outies. Appreciate y'all. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. About to finish this Chevelle up. I got this side on. Forgiato, 7-inch lip, boom. You can see, move the wheel forward. It's not totally set yet. Once it's on the ground, I'll have it set. But anyways, rear end narrow, coilovers, bracing, under-mount anti-roll, super drop boxes, all painted up, all cleaned up. C-clip eliminators, the wheelwood brakes. You can see that there's no shimming needed behind the caliper. It all comes out square. I've just put those couple on the outside so that way the bolt didn't stick through and have any problems with hitting the rotor. Boom. I did that brace underneath, like I said. But here we go. All right, so the C-clip eliminator, you know, gets rid of the stock bearing and all that stuff. And I was talking about with that ring that holds the stock bearing, got to cut it off and grind it, but you can't narrow it. If you cut that off, you can't narrow it. You got to narrow it, then cut it off because of where the pucks go. I got the aluminum sealer, whatever you want to call it, for the C-clip eliminator. The last time when these were on, and this is how it goes, oh, this goes in between there, boom. The last time, whoever did it before, they had silicone on one side, not on the other side, so it was leaking. But yeah, the vacuum plate goes in between there, boom. The bolts go through the back side from the flange into the C-clip eliminator. These are the new style, single. Back in the day, they used to have two-piece things, and it was a mother trucker to get it together. But anyway, so about to bolt all that up right now. And then the center's back in it, which I use the same shimming and everything that they had already had. Whoever set it right. The backlash is right. These little brackets here, which are the chassis brackets, where I normally use the Viking ones because they're like that goldish zinc color or whatever. But what I'll do here is scuff them and take the brush and just sit here and brush them black. But yeah, so moving right along with this thing, everything's going pretty good. I just put that stuff on there. I'm gonna bolt that together. I know this bright ass light behind me be blinding, shadowing, but it's pretty much set. I mean, I know, like I said, the squish of the spring when the car goes down will be about 2 inches. So top of rim, I mean, it looks closer than what it really is, but top of rim will go right with the quarter boom. You have a nice little tuck. It could go probably lower than that, but we'll see once I set it down. And that's really all that, you know. Today is Sunday. Sunday, what, the 20, I don't even know, 24th, 25th, whatever the hell it is. You know what, I got a calendar on the wall right there, which is obviously on the wrong day. But anyway, 24, 7-inch lip, 4G. The axles, the center hub of the axle was not milled down for the center hub of this wheel. So I did end up having to run a 1/4 inch black Willwood spacer in there. If that becomes a problem with clearance issues out here, I'll be able to move the wheel in a 1/4 inch by, I'll take the center of the hub of the wheel and I'll do that little machine work right there to where that'll fit over that. But it's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure we got plenty of clearance. It's got the anti-roll on there. Let's see if I can get a better shot of that. How those brackets, you can see how those brackets go. You set them up here, plumb it with the bottom, level, plumb, square, blah, blah. And you drill holes, mark them, drill the holes. This is a big, thick piece of metal with their bracket. I did end up getting in here because there's a brace right there. So it's got plenty of support right there. But yeah, this is the billet one, which is the next up from the basic one. Got the, it says trick chassis in here, trick chassis, a 1/2-inch bolt, the bigger, just, you know, heavier duty. This is the type of spacer I'm talking about. It comes with the Willwood, and it's solid. So none of that little pop metal stuff that can break. But yeah, all right, y'all. Just a quick little video of the Chevelle. And then I'll get a video of it on the ground. They did plow the lot, but the car, I don't know if I showed that about the starter. But that ground wire in the back, like I showed pictures on IG, But so here's the starter, and the car had a starter problem, right? So check this out. Oh, look at that. They never tightened the bolt. And actually, the nut was way down here. So, now, not just the start wire either. Watch this. Look at that. Barely any movement. Which this one, it was pretty good. But bass and stuff like that, having subs in the car, bass will shake shit loose. And don't get me wrong, there's so much stuff going on at one time, like me doing everything. There's times I forget stuff. So I just gotta always make time to stop, make a checklist, go through and check everything. Check, 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 mark it off as I go, and double check so that we don't run into those problems. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, It Up Kustoms, and I'm out. Appreciate y'all. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, Bet It Up. Busting on the front of this Cutlass 442. Bet it up, bet it up. So, got these lifted spindles, BS. Got these upper control arms, BS. Got them damn lift cups down in there, BS. So, normally when I take this shit apart, I know I'm getting right into this. I take my stand, my red stands, see the red stand right there, boom. I'll put it underneath the control arm, and then I'll be able to take this off. All right, the ball joint separated. Normally knock it with the hammer, boom, it pops out. But the cars have a little bit of pressure, it makes the car come up off the lift, just a little bit. But because this has got so much pressure with that cup, I ain't playing games with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, we are in an era now where lift cups are straight bullshit. These upper control arms, these are straight bullshit. These were made, and they have the same exact geometry and location, ball joint, upper control arm area. All they did was make them a little bit longer, but that causes you, when you put these on, these universal bullshit, that you gotta shim the shit out of the back of here to bring it in. Then it makes the plate hit the frame, the ball joint plate. This shit's just made wrong, completely wrong. It's been wrong since day one. People need to stop spending their money on that BS. So, lifted spindles. Lifted spindles, I could see, like, if you still want to ride kind of high, like 8s on a G body, the lifted spindle is taller from here to the bottom ball joint location, but it brings the wheel, see, normal ball joint location, normal shaft would be up here some. So it's like a 3, 3.5, maybe 4 lifted spindle, but it brings your front wheel out an inch. But when you're going higher, you do want to go out some, whatever. But in this case, it didn't need this. The spindles are okay. They did drill and tab them for the wheel with brakes. And I think they machined the bag of the caliper a little bit, because see that? It's got a fresh machine mark to make it fit on here perfect. So these plates are still getting transferred to the old spindles. So that's the right bolt for the old spindle, but this one is not. So now I think I'm gonna have to grab a set of these, which I have another kit here that I can borrow from to get the car done and out of here. Boom. So it's kind of a negative. All right, so you're probably wondering why the heat marks. Well, that's what those are, is heat marks. I took my propane torch, the yellow one, because the yellow one's the hot. It's a lot hotter than the blues or the reds. So I heated the spring because I want to take it out without any pressure. As you can see, the ball joint, just by loosening it, is already coming off. So if I'd have left all that pressure in there and twisted this, when it popped apart, it could take some fingers off, it could fuck your hand up. I ain't got time to lose these. These are my money makers. So for any of you guys out there, you want to take this apart because of the spring cup and all the pressure, you heat the spring. So if you heat right here where this heat ring is, it's going to collapse the opposite side on the other side, and then you heat here, vice versa. Heat here, it's going to, collapse directly from the heat mark. So you could actually bring, like, let's say you got a car that sits a little too high in the front and you want to bring it down some. You could heat the spring to bring it down some, But anyways, point is, spring cups, get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. These upper control arms, junk. QA1 is the leader in tubular upper and lower control arms for the front of any car. They have better geometry. They already ready to spindle back some, the ball joint locations, shit like that. Number one set of control arms out there is QA1. So information for everybody. 442, boom. I'm trying to get this front end apart. So now I got the spring loose enough to where I can pop it apart and I'm not gonna have to worry about it taking my fingers off or jacking me up. So, bankroll 10, bedded up. I'm busting on this. One more thing, I gotta do this frame notch, but as you can see, look at the frame. Why is it bent out like this? This is from tow truck guys. Tow truck guys take their hook and put it in the frame, and I'm not saying it's a bad spot. It's a good spot, but they over tighten cars. When they over tighten it, they bend the shit out of the frames. So, here we go again. Look right here. That's bent. That's from a tow hook, from a tow truck. When you guys have a tow truck pick up your cars and shit like that, and you're there, you just make sure to be like, hey man, don't over tighten it. I know some of them probably be like, I know what I'm doing. Just be like, hey, it's my pride and joy. Got a lot of money in it. Please don't over tighten it. I don't want my frame bent or nothing. You know, they just gotta snug it. The car's in park, so you snug it down and you watch the car when you're traveling. But anyways, all right, y'all, bankroll 10. Trying to get these fitted on here at a nice height. I have to do the frame notch, so I gotta trim the plastic, all that, you guys know. But I'll film that. They had put this tab on here real nice on the brake line, so I gotta cut this tab off the back, which I think they only got a couple tacks on there, but I'll work at it, I'll get it off, and then I'll tag it back on because my notches, you know, go up into here. So I'll put this tab like right back over here. But all right, y'all, bankroll 10, bedded up. Oh yeah. The back of the car is 100%, all adjusted, all tightened up. Excuse me, it's not 100% because the other two lugs ain't on there. But yeah, it's all set up. Anti-roll, boom, everything's tightened, everything's adjusted. The shocks are set. Anti-roll, yeah, boom. Upper, lower, double adjustable control arm. All that shit's jammed. Boom. I did the trim on the top right there, as you can see. It's a little rough right here with the paint. I took the soft wheel to it, but I mean, it's not that sharp. Excuse me. Same thing to this side. Boom. I had to center the rear end because the rear end was a little bit to the passenger side. But that's all centered. Got the same gap. Both sides right there. It sits down good to where when he, like I said, the trunk is empty, he'll be able to put some sounds in it and it'll sit right where he wants it to sit. So, there it is. Back rim is 24 by 10, 11 inches overall. Again, I'm tucking a little bit, which it will tuck more. No tub work except for that little finesse in the back and a little finesse in the front. I didn't beat the shit out of it and put big ass dents in it. I finessed it. But quarter rail notch, boom. A 7-inch lip would go on here just by narrowing the rear end and reclocking the rotors, because you can make the difference up because the rim from outside to inside still sits in the same spot, just the center goes in. So a lot of you guys out there really don't need a toe in the back with a 24 if you have a shop that knows what the hell they're doing. And if you use a billet wheel, billet wheels are, you know, you can get them 24 by 9, which will make it 10 overall. So then it'll definitely clear, and then you'd still need a narrow maybe if you go, you know, fatter lip. But a basic offset should fit on there and clear way more. And you could possibly get away without doing the back little quarter rail notch. So just a little more info for y'all. All right, appreciate it. Yapping. But bankroll 10, 442, 24's information on G-bodies, and I'm out. Appreciate y'all. What up? Bankroll 10 bedded up. What's the day? Today is the 2nd, March 2nd, 2022. Up in the shop, bedded up. That Baja raffle is about to go down at 6 o'clock live. But by the time this video is posted, it ain't gonna matter. We'll figure out who wins it. You'll know who wins it by then. Anyways, up in the shop. Still got all this going on. Front frame notch. So, I notched the Regal, the GN that was on that lift, and I notched it without putting stands underneath the front because obviously it had no motor in it, so the weight in the car was somewhat bolted together. But this car, obviously, I got the stands in the front, a little bit of pressure on them. I know the car's level, I know the lift's level, everything, so that way when I cut all this open, like I did, as you can see, there's some wires in here. I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but I did nick them. So I'm gonna put some heat shrink over them, and that'll be black by the time I'm done. But anyways, I'll put some heat shrink over them. I didn't realize they were there when I was cutting this plastic, which I cleaned this up with a soft grinder anyways. The e-brake goes here. You have to get rid of the e-brake cable. Oh Lord, that gets done right here. I have the bottom part basically cut here. This is cut, boom. The plate is out, the plate is right there. The slits are here. I rolled that in, and then I still got this big chunk right here I gotta cut out. The top is not cut yet at all, as you can see. Boom. So I'll go through here and I'll cut the top, but I'll set the plate in here about where I want it, and I'll figure out exactly. And then if I take off a little bit at a time, or big chunks with the cutoff wheel, but then I grind it with the grinder, and I'll get my curve this way in it. You know what I'm saying? The curve like this. So yeah, that's what I'm working on, the 442. Trying to get it done, get it out of here. Today is Wednesday, I think. Hopefully by the weekend I can have this thing done and out of here. See this side over here. I did the cut of the plastic. This car's got a small block Chevy in it, so I'm pretty sure the computer harness wires ain't there, but I still gotta trim this up a little bit higher. So you gotta watch the wires behind there when you're trimming these out. But this thing, same thing. I'll go through and cut this open. Gotta cut that off, boom. I'm still gonna make my cut there. I do this for me. It doesn't weaken it. People think it weakens it, and if it does weaken it, it would be like if you had a crash, it would fold easier. So it'd be like a crush endpoint, a crush area. But that's my trademark of notching that out, so that way you can see the coilover and all that. You spend all that money on the coilovers, might as well be able to see them through the wheel and all that. But yeah, back is 100%. Again, just missing 2 lug nuts on each side. We'll have that done, and we're gonna figure out who wins Baja today. I should get some video of that, but there's so many people over there right now. Yeah, I don't really care. I'm over here working. But yeah, 81. Still haven't done nothing else. My son did clean up both sides of the front frame. Got this side cleaned up. Ready to notch. And then we got this side. Well, oh, see, he told me he had the whole thing, but he doesn't. But anyways, 81 Landau. 81 Landau. I still got to clean it off. Put some plastic on it. But all right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, got it up. 442 front frame notch. And I'm out. Appreciate y'all. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. It is February, I think 26th. Saturday, up in the shop. Still working on those. But got the ass into this cutlass done. Look at that squat, y'all. Got that Carolina squat. Oh man, been waiting all day to do this. Got the frame rails notched in the back. Got suspension all in there. Anti-roll is all in there. Nothing is tight yet. This is the first time I set the car down. Decided to throw the wheels back on the front. Yes, the front is still coming down. I just haven't had the time yet. Haven't started on the front yet, but I wanted to check the height of the back and all that in this. So in the back, I got the 9-inch double adjustable uppers and lowers. So the height I can still, adjust right there. I notched the rear part of the frame, quarter rail notch. You guys have seen that before. Viking coilovers. This car, every time I measured it, up in the air, rear end level, made the car the same height. There was an inch, half-inch difference. I couldn't figure out why. So this side of the car on the back is the half-inch higher. Now if we go over here, which I mean the springs ain't totally set yet, but this is before putting all the springs and everything in it. You see the height over here. So the inner tubs, let me take that back. All the body bushings are replaced on the car. The car's been totally redone. This body bushing back here, right behind the left tire, it had a plate of steel on top of it. So that made the body sit higher on the frame. So the gap that's on the tub behind the wheel right there, there's a bigger gap on this side than there is on the passenger side. So with both springs being set at the same height right now, the back is a 1/2 inch off. So what I'll end up doing is, since there's the anti-roll, I will preload the passenger spring a little bit. So I'll go down one more hole on the brackets, the lower coilover brackets, the adjustable. I'll go down one more hole on that. That'll give you my height. This car does not have sounds in it, no sounds in the trunk. But I'll be able to split that difference right there and even the car out. Then I'll readjust the anti-roll so it holds the car level. Not exactly sure what it's gonna do to the front of the car yet until I get the front done. But so many of these cars, when I'm working on them, I find things that just don't add up. I'm like, why? What? You know, this and that. Double checking this, double checking my measurements, but this car, I figured out what it was, and I didn't notice it when I was doing the passenger side. I noticed it today when I was doing this quarter rail notch on this side. So, with that being said, this car is one day closer. One day closer. I busted my ass all day today doing these notches in the back, setting the rear end. It's got a nice gap right there from, you know, the front to the back, but it's all good. So, quick video again. Always doing the quick videos. I know y'all love that. Look at that height. Woo! And you know it's got that positive camber. Look at that. There we leaning out, bow-legged, whatever you want to call it. But look at that from here on the back. Let's get that front out the equation. Boom. Look at that. Look how nasty it gets in here. But yeah, you can see how that is totally different back there. So, and the front could be throwing some shit off right now, but I know the body itself, the inner tubs, when you fix those body mounts in the back, you always fix them both the same. So I don't know, maybe somebody missed it. I'll show another video of that tomorrow or something like that. But all right, y'all, 442, getting it. With these 24s on here and that beautiful stock interior. Oh, bucket seats. I don't really like the shifter, but it's all right. Stock stereo, y'all. All right, I think we'll bet it up. I'll just keep that on this video for now. We did get some work in on the 81, but there we are. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And stay tuned. I'll be back. Bankroll out. What up? Bankroll 10, bet it up. Up in the shop. What's today? Wednesday the 23rd. My son tore apart the rest of the front end here on the Oklahoma Cutlass, and he started cleaning the frame up with the drill, with the bristle wire brush head, whatever you want to call it. He was working over here too, cleaned up this whole rail, so that way I'll be able to get in here and start notching it. So yeah, gotta clean it all up first. Boom, still more to go. Like I said, just a battery drill with the wire and brush, stuff like that. Different style wire and brush heads, as you can see right here. Boom. Put them in the drills, go to town, add the electric drill. There he is right there, a little bedded up. Little bankroll. Little bank. What is it, OAM? OAM ATV. On a mission. This kid. Anyways, 81 Landau, closer to the finish line. I did blow it off. I didn't wipe the top off because I don't want to scratch the vinyl top, but I did blow it off. It's way cleaner than what it was. Oklahoma Colors got some work done to it today. Excellent. My kid was in work mode. Then I was over here. Well, I was sitting on my ass for a while, so my hand's still killing me, but you never turn that light back on. Put the cross brace up in the car like I said I would do. I finished grinding the frame, boom. So as you can see, got that side in, got the little weld. The bar's a little bit higher than the frame, but what I do is I go from the outside of the frame rail in between, you know what I'm saying, on the back side here, I go in and I put a bead across there from the outside. That's how all it is. Like I said, I'm not hiding nothing, you know what I'm saying? That's my welds. Got the brackets on the rear end, got them tacked on. Got the rear end level, square to the car, square to the cross brace. Put the degree wheel on here, so both of them are degreed the same, which is 90 degrees. Boom. A little bit of, might be maybe a positive one on the pinion angle, which is fine for these back here to be on a little bit more of an angle back. But then, like I'm saying about people, other shops, they put the cross brace forward and then they run the tabs off the back down, but then you run into being so close to here if you're tucking. So this one, obviously, I always put it to the back, and now the tabs that come off the back for the shark to come down to here. More room, and you know, 24, the wheel sits, you know, you can set the wheel closer here. Then if you want to go 26, then you can adjust the rear end back. You know what I'm saying? 26. And then the spring, the coilover will be on a little bit of angle, but it'll go back. So you can go to a 26 on here if you wanted to, but 24s are perfect on G-bodies. But yeah, as you can see, all the time it took to grind that. Like I said, I cut the spring perches that they had on here. Cut those off, which they come stock with them, but these braces right here, I've never seen a rear end with these braces. So I mean, they might have came like that, or somebody else added the braces due to having these big ass spring cups on there for that big ass lift, you know, that big weak ass, you know what, bullshit lift. But yeah, so a little closer on the 442, a little closer on the Oklahoma Cutlass. Keeping it moving, keeping it moving. Hand still hurts a little bit, but not shaky as much today. Meds, I believe, are doing the job. So yeah, that's what I got for y'all. Another quick little video, day to day, let y'all know what's going on. The Chevy frame right there, the owner of it, Big Boy Nelson, Chicago. That's his frame. We finally are gonna put it together. So I'm gonna set it up on the floor, do the back notch to it, put one ladder bar cross member brace across there, tie into the lower control arm boxes, and then do the front notch, because we're just gonna do some basic shit to it. Sand it, get it powder coated, bring it back. I'll bolt all the suspension on it, and then he can take it, and he has a box, his original silver box Chevy 4-door LS Braun from back in the day. We'll be back out on the street. So we're gonna start messing with that frame. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Appreciate y'all, and I'm out. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Got that GN sitting on the floor. Them 26s, that 9-inch lip. Front suspension is completely done. Like I said, the car is going to get a motor and everything in it. Get some body work and stuff done, changing the roof, something, a whole bunch of other things that got to be done to the car. But car is set. Boom. This is not a ladder bar setup car. If everybody's paid attention to the videos, this car is basically a stock triangulated 4-link setup underneath there. But I forget the rear end measurement to get it all the way out like that, but I got a 1/2-inch space around there and a 1/4-inch space around there to represent the rotor. You can kind of see back to there. Somebody else is gonna put the tubs in and everything. This car's been here too long. Dude just wants the car back. He's got a metal guy that does all this metal work. That's been doing all the metal work to the car. So he should have no problem putting the tubs in it. Everything else that's going on with it, but whatever. But them 9-inch slips sitting right up underneath there, nice. body work, you know, all that shit's got to be done. But it is ready to be picked up. The front, of course, is sitting up higher right now. The fenders are barely bolted on the car. That's how it came. But anyways, the height of the front will change, obviously. Once the motor goes in there, then the front will set down. So the front will come down a little bit. The springs have no adjustment to them right now. They're all the way down. I did put a 550 front spring in it. So depending on the motor setup, I may need later to change it to a 450 or maybe a 500, but I'm pretty sure the 550 will be perfect for when the motor goes in there. LS, whatever, you know, and everything being bolted on the car, you know, the bumper, the header panel, the hood, the windshield, you know, there's a lot of weight that's not on the car right now that will be on the car later. So then once the motor and all that stuff gets in it, the cross member, like I said, is removable to where the trans mount area can be welded to it. It can be changed. So whoever he has doing the motor, once that goes in, like I said, they could either change that or I could change it later. But now the car is at a stage where the car can go over to wherever, get some more metal work done. Car can go over, get some other work done over there, get the motor work done. You know, maybe they can etch the car out, paint it, you know, etch it all out to where the very last thing to do would be to paint the outside. They can get the doors hung on it, all that, you know. A lot that can be done. It's just easier. It's an easier process. So that way I got so much going on that I gotta, you know, I gotta get on the 81. I gotta finish up the 442. I gotta keep the bills paid. I'm one guy in the shop doing all this. The rear frame, yes, was done by my brother. 2x3 custom back frame. There ain't no frame kit that was bought. You can see through the wheel. Ain't no frame kit that was bought and put in the car. We keep as much metal in the car as possible. You guys out there doing these ladder bar setup. A ladder bar, you know, hooks to the rear end and comes forward through here. And then the ladder bar cross member way up here. So they're cutting into the floor pan there. You can't get the cars to sit that low. You guys forget, I do this. So I pay attention to all those other builds out there. Guys having bars here and there and running here and running there. It's like they've never seen an actual race car being built to see how the tube should go and how everything should connect and meet up and how everything's fitted. But anyways, I'm not trying to sound all cocky or nothing, but I do kind of feel that It Up Kustoms has never gotten the true recognition and respect that, you know, it deserves. We deserve. But anyways, besides all that, Bankroll Tim, It Up Kustoms, GN, 26s, 9-inch lip. It's a 26 by 12. It's 13 inches overall. The front wheel is 26 by 10, 26 by 9. They could have used a smaller tire on the front, but 26s get into where I guess they don't really have a smaller tire. You know, like 28's got the 255, 25, and you keep those like on a 9-inch wide rim, which is 11, and it sits on there pretty good. But we need more tire sizes out there, smaller tire sizes. 24s have the 255, 25, but a 26 doesn't have it. Unless somebody does make them yet, and if they do, let me know. But you see how the back is like stretched down there, but the front is like square down there. So if the front had a little look like the back, it would look, you know, better. Front looks meaty, the back looks skinny. I think you get what I'm saying. But all right, y'all, that's it for the Regal. Let them know it's ready to go. And a lot of people are asking about the roof. I guess the roof, I don't know, it's off center or something. So they actually have why that tape is on there is because they actually have a whole nother roof going on the car. Something like that. Like I said, there's a lot more metal work that needs to be done to the car. I do not do body work. I do not do roofs, sunroofs, none of that. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, fat ass lips, It Up Kustoms. Appreciate y'all, and I'm out. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up.
Got the 86 outside. Just took it for a spin around the parking lot. Make sure the back tires ain't rubbing anywhere. Plenty of clearance. Plenty of clearance. Got that fabbed up rear end up underneath there. This car is set for a 7-inch lip. And what I was saying is, right now there's wheel spacers on the back. 1.5 inch of wheel spacing. This wheel comes out to about a 5-inch lip. So once the wheel is changed to the smaller back barrel, the bigger front barrel, this and that, then we'll be able to take off the wheel spacing, because I have the 3-inch studs, 1/2 inch by 20, strange. That's what those are. The cheapest for the best price, best bang for your buck on those, which are still good. So as you can see, she's got that little bit of tuck. She does have some sounds in it. The tires fitted up in there. The back chrome is trimmed a little bit. Other people be blocking out license plates and stuff like that. I don't be blocking that shit out. But anyways, as you can see, the car is dirty, very dirty. So the car will be going to get all cleaned up. And then he's got other things he's gonna do to it. We got full turn in the front, because I got that badass frame notch on it. Probably can't hear me over the wagon being fired up behind the fence. That's the wagon that's gonna be, so it's one of the wood grain wagons, 90 Chevy Caprice. But anyways, so we got this tuck on here. Got all full suspension, Willwood brakes, back brakes. We gotta take it up and down the street a little bit, get those broke in. Viking coilovers, front and back. Tubular front control arms, QA1. Moog inner and outer tie rods. I mean, if you guys have been paying attention to the videos of this car, I put a lot of time into this car to make this car nice. Really nice. I mean, that's the type of work I do anyway. So, tried to go through, double check everything, make sure everything's tight, nothing's loose. Jam the control arms, double check those. This car, I only went with the 225 rear spring. What you see, the spring separation is really nice. Like I was saying, the brakes starting to eat off the powder coat, so we'll take it up and down the block. Do that. Show you guys this underneath. I spent a lot of time on this rear end. Boom. Brand new bolt covers in the cover with lock washers, all that. Boom. Coilovers, bracing to the rear end. Boom. I was trying to get this video. I had to bleed the brakes and stuff like that today. Oh, blocking the camera. Wanted to get this video before it got dark. I'd be forgetting about that time change. So this will be the video of the 86 Cutlass. Once again, no mini tub. The back of the car can go down another inch, inch and a half easy, but we don't need to tuck it that hard. But there it is, y'all. 1986 Cutlass 24s, Armani forged. The back wheel is 24 by 10, which makes it 11 overall. So if you guys want to avoid tubbing like this, keep the rim as skinny as you can in the back. So 24 by 9 will make it 24 by 10 overall, or we'll make it 10 overall, which is going to clear better than this. I did trim the outer lip in the back, but there it is, y'all. Macro 10 bedded up. Another one done. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks, y'all. And I'm out. Only a V6 car. Cut off right behind the cat. Ooh, got a parking light out in the bumper. I didn't even notice that. That's the back brakes. Breaking in. Front brakes are already broken. So I had the front done before I could get the back. See, the car has a very, very little lean to it when it turns. That's that anti-roll, keeping the back of the car a lot squarer than if it did not have an anti-roll or a sway bar on the back. Anti-rolls do more than sway bars. Sway bars will keep the car ass and lean side to side a little bit from dipping, but anti-rolls is where it's at, and the bigger the anti-roll, the better it's going to do. You can see that it's full turning, it's not scrubbing. It's a very, very clean car, solid car. You see it go over the bumps right there. I have the back knob set right now at 2 and 2, rebound and compression. The front ones, I believe I have at 3 and 3. Just a basic number to start, drive it. We haven't even checked tire pressure yet to see where that's at. Tire pressure is another thing to keep. The tire says 40, you don't want to ride 40, you got barely any sidewall. So I run 32, 33, 34 pounds of air. That keeps everything to where everything can absorb. But that's a little bedded up, little bankroll up in there, cruising it. I'll have them take it up and down the street here a little bit so that way you can ride the brake. So brake in the back brakes. Ride the brake pedal. But it's a very clean car, very nice car. I said ride the brake pedal a little bit so it back brakes in those back brakes. It's a little chilly out here. My hands are a little cold. So yeah, you know, with Wheelwood brakes, any type of aftermarket brakes, you know, they tell you to take them out, drive them hard, get on them hard, ride them a little bit, brake them in. The calipers on the back, they give you all them shims. So that way you put the lug nuts on the rotor, so the rotor square to the axle. Then you square the caliper to the bracket, or excuse me, to the rotor. So with the brake pads and everything, you put it up on there. And then you got to make sure the bolt doesn't go through far enough to where it hits the back of the rotor and then it cuts into the back of the rotor. So if you have the caliper squared off with the rotor, from looking at the inside of the caliper where the brake pads go, you can adjust it, you can shim it. And then if you got to use some shims on the back side of just the head of the shoulder of the bolt to bring it out so that way it doesn't hit the rotor and scratch into the rotor. I see so many brakes out there that the rotor, and I've done it before too myself, you know, like I said, I'm not perfect. This car, I had to double check. I had to take the backing plates back off. I had to do some spacing to the little brackets on there because when I narrowed the rear end, it was off just a little bit, which just made it tight. But anyway, all right, y'all. Once again, Bankroll Tim, It Up Kustoms. You get to see the car in action, driving around the parking lot. The parking lot's a little bumpy. The middle of the parking lot's been fixed. It used to be a big ass dip, but we still got the dips over here. But it rides good. He's gonna keep going until the brakes stop squeaking. But all right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. I'm out.